Alright, so Lalit, you are sitting next to me, so tough luck. We'll start with you. So the topic today is culture of social media, and I think somebody asked a question already. How would you describe a culture of social media in the campuses, especially in the campuses, at SICSR, but more importantly across India? What are the trends you have seen in last 5 years, 10 years? And most importantly, do you really believe that you can create a culture using social media?
I'll start with an analogy. If you listen to the current Bollywood music, there's a new song, or maybe an old song, which talks of Anarkali Disco Chali. And I think that's the culture of social media now in colleges. It's like everyone wants to be on Facebook. Everyone wants to put a status update on Facebook. And the culture of social media is Anarkali wants to go to Facebook, Twitter and LinkedIn. One of the things which is cult in SICSR is a nerdic quality. Everyone wants to be passionate about technology. Everybody wants to be high on technology. And everybody wants to be addictive on technology. Well, that's what they want. Unfortunately, that's what's happening on Facebook and Twitters of the world. What's happening is that I find I'm looking good on Facebook. I'm having a good time at Marriott, Pasha, or wherever. But that's not what is the culture. The culture has to be, and the culture will move on to: are we writing a blog about technology? Are we actually defining technology? Why is the latest Samsung launch of the new watch, the smartwatch, earlier than Apple, something which you need to watch out for? And that's what I would say should be the culture and should be the defining moment of truth for.
So, Kiruba speaks at lots and lots of colleges in the southern part of India, a little bit of western part of India as well. He recently did conference at Ahmedabad. So with all of that speaking in a variety of different colleges, what has been your observation about this whole culture of social media in this college?
So from time immemorial, there have been three things that have been very, very consistent with youngsters. One, the need to engage in meaningful friendship and to continue a conversation with friends. Second, the need to impress the opposite sex. And the third is money. What's beautiful is all these social media, all these tools are powerful weapons, and students across that I've had the pleasure of going and speaking with have realized that and started to make use of this.
So do you see any anchors or any roadblocks that hold this whole positive change through social media back in the colleges or
So I think A is just sheer ignorance, or the fact that we kind of fluff around on the surface and satisfy our need. So number two is that teachers and educators and academicians should really wake up to the power that this medium provides. So I think a little bit of learning should come from general teaching community. Two observations.
Can I just sort of belong to the same community?
No, Lalit, you are wonderful, and SACR is brilliant.
Just to relate to what you said, sorry for this. SICSR used the Wikimedia engine to build up an SICSR wiki page. And unfortunately, we were expecting people to blog or use the Wikipedia medium, which is the SICSR wiki page, for writing what they've learned and built up the whole SICSR wiki. Yes, that's a point taken. And
great. Switching gears slightly, coming to you, Tanvi. So Tanvi works with a lot of corporates across the globe. She works with CXOs, mostly CEOs, to actually help them build their personal brand through the corporates that they're working for. Has anything changed in this corporate? Have their listening patterns on social media have changed, or have they actually attempted to listen to the social media before hiring an individual in their organization? So that's one part of the question. The second part of the question then is, if depending on what that answer is, what are those three things that everyone here can start doing tonight to actually start getting noticed by these future employers or their dream employers, so to speak?
Okay. The thing is that globally the trend is moving towards social recruitment, but in India it's actually moving at a much slower pace. Okay.
What's a social recruitment, if you don't mind explaining?
Right, so employers, hiring managers are scouting these social media platforms, checking out the Google footprint, checking out the Facebook profiles, At times, they even go to the extent of asking in an interview process from candidate his Facebook or her Facebook password. Yeah, that's a global trend. Indian hiring managers and HR departments are slowly catching up, but it's not a mainstream phenomenon yet. I would say globally, approximately 78% of hiring managers are socially active in finding the right talent, whether it be LinkedIn or Twitter. What students can start doing, like they mentioned, get a digital footprint today. Start with the 4 most popular platforms. Go on LinkedIn, go on Twitter, go on YouTube, and have your own blog. And the 5th and the most important tip which I would encourage each of you to do much before going across these social platforms is plan to build your own website. You have to have a common gateway on your web today.
Right. Actually, another important thing that Tanvi said is that she said about each one of you having a website, but what's even more important is having a domain name for your website. So did you notice that Radha had radhagiri.com? Right. So you've got to have yourname.com. I think makes a big difference. And for heaven's sake, please kick out free email IDs off your life. Your Hotmails, your Yahoos, your Gmails. Give yourself a personalized ID. Right. So if it is Mahesh at maheshbaxi.com is a great domain, right? And the best part is Gmail, which is the world's best email ID. They give you the option for you to do that.
Coming to you, Anupam, how many of you are following what's happening with Indian Olympic Association, IOC? Anybody following that? Only one person. That's the tragedy, isn't it? We follow cricket like religion, but we don't know what's happening to IOC. So the question for you is, would you consider that campaign a success? If not, or if yes, why? And what would you actually tell us to do differently?
Firstly, I think the success of social media cannot be defined by numbers. The success of the social media campaign can be only defined by what impact you wanted to have. Because there are a lot of people who actually passively follow whatever you put up or whatever somebody puts up on a cause. So I think it's wrong to really look at numbers. You know you're looking at the wrong things in social media if you look at how many likes did this post have. I put up a lot of things on, for example, what the NSA has been doing to security and privacy on the web. I don't know how many people actually share it or retweet it or even like it, but I certainly know most of my followers have at least seen it and read it once.
Right.
Guru's is Dr. Rajendra Singh, Magsaysay Award winner, and who has been fighting for the rivers of India. And there's one sentence which he says very beautifully. He says that for good work, you often have very small number of people who turn up.
Right.
And for work which is just frivolous and maybe fun, you might have huge crowd. So for a fun fair, you get, or even for riots, you get a lot of people turn up.
Yeah.
But for good work, you might get small people turn up. So remember, if there are a small number of people, you're probably doing right. You're probably doing a lot of good, which is good news for this event, right?